Hello guys, welcome back to SH Coding. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the data types in C and the input-output functions in C. Initially, we will discuss about the data types in C and then we will move to the input and output functions. Here, a data type tells the compiler what type of value a variable should store. Actually, this data type only tells whether the variable has to store integer or decimal or character or long decimal, like that. uh, Only this data type will tell the compiler. Okay. Next, coming to what type of data type, what are the types of data type in C? They are classified into three: primary data type, derived data type, user defined data type. In primary data type, we can have integers, characters, floating points means the decimal numbers. Double floating points means the decimal numbers only with a large number of digits after the decimal point. The decimal numbers also have decimal digits after the point, but the double floating points have large number of numbers after this decimal point. Okay. Next, coming to void, we all know that void means valueless or null. There is nothing. If we don't have any sort of in functions, there is no sort of return type, then we will generally use this void. We already discussed in the previous videos. And one request is that if you feel the video is informative, please do like and share with your friends and subscribe for the channel to get the upcoming videos immediately when I post. Okay, coming into the video. The second type is derived data types, the functions, arrays, pointers, and the reference. All these four come under this derived data types. Okay. Next, coming to the user defined data types, classes. Actually, the classes, we don't get these classes in the C program. We actually get these classes in CPP. There we will discuss about this. In C language, we get structures, unions, enum, and type def. All these are come under the user defined data types. Okay. In primary, we get integer, character, decimal value, long decimal values, and the void as the primary data type. We all know about this. These are the very basics. Next, coming to the derived and user defined data types, we will discuss. I mean, you will get the brief idea when we discuss in the further videos related to this. As of now, remember that derived data types and user defined data types, these come under this derived data types, these come under this user defined data types. As of now, remember like this. There is not much important. Okay. But these are important: int, character, decimal, long decimal. Now here you can see, yeah, here you can see the variable type, keywords, bytes required, range, format. One important thing is that the in storage bit is considered as the smallest unit. Okay. Uh, by 1 byte means once. Wait, I will explain you. 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. Here you can see 1 byte. Actually, bit is the smallest storage unit. 1 byte is equals to 8 bits. We always discuss this storage in bytes as it is the biggest unit. I mean, 8 bits combined to form 1 byte. Okay, bit is the smallest storage unit. Here you can see the variable type is there, keywords is there, byte required, range of these variables, format. Here it is a format specifier, not format specifier. What is the use of this format specifier? We actually get this use while giving the input to the compiler. Okay, we will get the use of this in further. We are going to discuss now input and output functions. There we actually use this format specifiers. Before going to that, I will discuss in detail about this format specifiers here only. First, coming to the integers. Okay. Here is the integers. Okay, integers. Keyword we actually use is int. Here, one sort of mistake is being identified. Here, I is used capital I. Actually, we should not use capital. We should use small I only. We already discussed in C language is a case sensitive language. We should not use any sort of capital letters. It will appear as error. So we should use only the small letters. Here capital I. Be careful of that. Here he have given that 2 bytes, but actually in the advanced systems we actually get 4 bytes of data for integers. In old one we will get 2 bytes, whereas in advanced one it use 4 bytes of data. Okay, the range of it is minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. Okay, in between these range, this integer, if for suppose int a is there, int a is there. Okay, it is not coming neatly. Keep it aside. For suppose int a is there. Here a can get a storage bytes of 4 bytes. In that only these numbers can be stored. From here this range to this range only. Next, coming to the float, decimal numbers. Float is used as a keyword. Capital letter. Here he given capital letter, but it is small letter. Everything should be small letter only. Here he have given that 4 bytes is required for it, and actually not only 4 bytes, in advanced systems it gives 8 bytes. In old system we use 4 bytes, but in the advanced system it gets 8 bytes. You all know that 1 byte is equals to 8 bits. Bit is the smallest storage unit. Okay. Here you can see the range of a float. 1 minute. Okay, this is the range of the float. Okay, %f. The access specifier is one thing. For integer, it is %. You have to remember these access specifiers. I will say for what you have to remember. For character, you have to remember. Size has been reduced. Okay. For character, you have to remember. For float, you have to remember. What access specifiers you have to remember for float, character, integer, and next coming to anything is there that extent important. Okay, basically these three are the most important access specifiers usually used. It is a sort of basics. %c is used, %d for integer. Okay, %c, %d, %f. Float is for decimal values. It is requires a byte of 4 to 8 bytes. 4 or 8 bytes. The range is from minus, here you can see, minus 3.4e38 to plus 3.4e38. Next, here you can see %f is used as the format specifier, whereas character requires only 1 byte. Okay, its range is minus 128 to plus 128. You have to remember these format specifiers. These are only important. Okay, for integer it is %d. For integer it is %d. Whereas for decimal it is %f. Whereas character it is %c. Okay, this is all about the data types that are mostly important that we are going to use. Okay, integer we are going to get we are going to use access specifier, that is %d. For character it is %c. For float we are going to use %f. Okay, remember this. These are going to be very helpful in the further topic that I am going to discuss about the input and output functions. Okay, here you can see other data types also, like double, long integer. Means integer the range is this much, but for long integer the range goes on increased. For that you will add L before the D. Character also there, unsigned character. Okay, one thing I have forgotten to say that signed character and unsigned character. Here, signed character means it can store from negative value to positive value, from minus some number to positive some number. But whereas coming to the unsigned character, I mean unsigned data type, it is takes only the positive one. It don't stores any sort of negative value. Okay, but the data required is same, 1 byte, 2 byte, or 4 bytes, 4 bytes or 8 bytes for float, long unsigned long integers. Okay, this is all important. Most important is that signed character means signed data type means it stores both positive and negative, whereas unsigned means it will store only positive. Okay, but the range is means the length of the range is same. Here you can see in the signed character plus minus 128 to plus 128, sorry, 127. It is here you can see minus 128 to plus 127. But here same range, but different in the numbers. Okay, the length of the range is same, but it is positive only. It takes the positive numbers, but it takes both the positive and negative numbers. That is the difference between signed and unsigned. Another important thing that you have to remember is the characters format specifiers and the integer format specifier and float format specifier. For integer, it is %. For float, it is %f, means the decimal numbers. For character, it is %c. Okay. This is all the data types. This is all the data types. What are the types of data types in C? We have discussed how they are classified. What are the important and I have forgotten something. Actually, int, we all know that it is used to store integer numbers, whereas float for decimal numbers, character means alphabets. You all know that. I think you all have idea on it. Now, further, we are going to discuss about the input and output functions. It is most crucial for writing any sort of code. Listen carefully. Okay, the input and output functions. The input function, we all know that output, which is used to display the function on the screen, which is used to display the matter, or the output on the screen is said to be an output function. Here the printf is output function. It is an output function used to display the data on the screen. Okay, it is considered as the output function. Printf is an output function, whereas coming to the input function, scanf is considered as the input function. It is an input function that takes the data from the keyboard. Keyboard means it will take the information, or it will take the data from the user or the programmer. It will take input into the system to perform some sort of tasks. Scanf is used as the input function, whereas the output function is printf. Okay, printf is used to display the matter, so it is considered as the input output function, whereas scanf is used to take the information into the system and perform some tasks. So it is considered as the output function. We have already discussed about the printf in detail in the previous videos. Again, I will discuss, but basically here the important thing is that about scanf. Initially, when we declare a variable, int a has been declared. It is as a declaration. Here it is said as the declaration. It is meant that we are telling the compiler that there is a variable named as is being declared. We are going to perform some tasks with related to this variable. It is a sort of saying to the compiler, remember, I am declaring the variable here. I am going to use this variable in the program. Okay, in simple terms. Okay, whenever a variable is being declared, then only the memory is allocated to it. Here the age is there. For this age, it is a variable. No, for this variable, a memory is being allocated when it is being declared only. When it is declared, memory is being allocated to that variable. Next, coming to the scanf. In scanf, after the parenthesis, here you can see double quotes are there. %d. Again, double quotes closed. We have keep an hyphen. Next, ampersand is written and followed by the variable name, parenthesis is closed, and the the semicolon is also closed. Here, what is this %d? This %d is a format specifier we have discussed earlier. What is format specifier? For integer, it is %d. For decimal number, it is %f. When coming to the character, it is %c. Okay, it is a format specifier. It actually tells that the user going to give an input number that is integer. As we have used %d, it tells it is going to be an integer, the number that is going to be given by the user. Whereas if we have written %f, then it tells that the user is going to give a decimal number. Instead of writing this %a and %f, we have written %c. Then it is considered as, it tells that user is going to give a character, an alphabet. Okay. Next, coming to this comma is there, no? Actually, this comma is used to separate these arguments, %d and ampersand is. It is important. We have to place this comma as well. If we forgotten to place any of these, then there will be a error pop up over there. Next, coming to the ampersand. What is the purpose of this ampersand over here? Here you can see. Wait a minute. Okay, it gives the memory address of the variable. What it will do? It gives the memory address of the variable. Actually, whenever the here you can see int a is being declared, then only the memory is being allocated to that variable. For age, it is memory is allocated. Whenever we started writing the scanf %d, whenever we started in the parenthesis with double quotes %d, it is declared that it tells the compiler that the user is going to give an input that is going to be an integer. If we have write %f, it is going to be decimal number. If it is going to be character, when we have written %c. But here, after writing of this comma, it is very important. We have to write this comma. It separates these arguments. Ampersand is being given. It is the variable. Ampersand variable name we have to write. Ampersand means it gives the memory address. The memory is already allocated. In that memory, for that memory, there should be some address. No, that address is being given for that variable by this ampersand only. It gives the address of this variable. The address is been allocated in the system, but where the address is, it is being given by this ampersand. In simple terms, it gives the address, memory address of this variable. For suppose, let us consider there is a home. For you, when you are born, some house will be there. For that house, to identify that house, there should be some house number. No, that house number is given by this memory ampersand. It gives the memory address, that is house number. Whenever you born, that is whenever it is declared, the memory is allocated. Some house is been there, but that house name is given only when the ampersand is used. This ampersand helps to give the memory address. Okay, for that variable that is been declared here. Sorry, that is been declared earlier but written here. Okay, now the address we have got the memory address. Already we have got the number. I mean, the user input is an integer, that also we have got. Now, what is the purpose of the scanf? This scanf now will store that value that is being given by the user. No, now it will store the value in the address. The address is being given by this ampersand. Ampersand gave the address of that variable. In that address, the scanf stores that value. Okay, I'm again repeating in quick. Int a is there. Okay, here a is being declared. Here int is the read driver. Okay, remember it. Here a is there. No, it helps in whenever it is declared, the memory is allocated. In next line scanf, in parenthesis open, we have written double quotes %d. We should not use any sort of double quotes in ampersands. Comma is important. In double quotes %d, it declared that the input given by the user is going to be an integer. Next, coming to the ampersand, it gives the memory address of the variable. Okay, of the variable that is written beside this ampersand. Now, scanf will store the value that is being given by the user in that particular address. Okay, this is how actually it works. Now we are going to see a program. Here you can see I have already written the program. As the video is becoming very lengthy, I have no time. Okay, see here. Hash include studio.h int main. I have already discussed about the structure. I'm not going to discuss it again. Int age. I have declared its age. I mean, I have declared the variable age. Okay. Now printf. We can write anything in the printf. It is going to be appeared on the screen. As of now, not. It is the one. What a printf means. What you are going to write in the between these parentheses, that is going to be parenthesis and the double quotes, that is going to be appeared on the screen. Next, here you can see the scanf. %d, it reads the value that is given by the user and stored in the address that is being given by the ampersand by scanf. Scanf stores the number that is given by the user in the address of that variable. Okay. Now it is stored, okay, but we have to see what is that value now. For that, I have again written the printf. In printf, I have written your age. Your age is %d. Here %d means age. Okay. Now I have run. See, he have asked me the input. I have entered 19. After entering the 19, now I have to click on the enter button. See, here it has displayed your age is 19. This is how actually we write the programs. First pause the video and go to Chrome and search as online C compiler, then you will get it. Try it on your own, then it will be very fun. It is going to be your second program, I think so. In this video only, I'm going to discuss another program as well. Okay, here you can see the addition of two numbers. Initially, I have declared 1 minute. Okay. Initially, I have declared int a and b. Now a and b, some memory is being allocated to a and b. Okay. As they are integers, the memory storage, how much? In advanced system, it is 4 bytes. For a, it get a memory of 4 bytes. B, it get a memory of 4 bytes. Next, I have displayed some matter, that is to enter a and b values. Either you can remove this also, it will function. There is no problem. It is completely our wish. Next, scanf. Here you can see in the previous problem, there is only 1%. One integer only been scanned. One integer only been taken from the user. But here two inputs are being taken. The first integer is A, second integer is B. Both percentages are being used. Here we should not keep any sort of commas between these two percentages. We should give some space. Otherwise, it is no need. Next, comma, ampersand A, comma, ampersand B, we have to write. Okay. Next, print. A is equals to % and B is equals to %. But if you have once written, first let me run. Okay. He asked enter A, enter B. 3. Next, press enter. 4. Press enter. Okay. What is wrong with it? Here something mistake is there. Yeah. Here I have forgotten to keep A, comma, B. Okay, we are printing the values %d, but which values? Here now we have kept comma A and comma B. Here first %d display, I mean first %d display as A value and second %d display B value. Okay. I have initially declared, okay, I will once run. First value is 3, second value is 4. Here you can see A is equals to 3 and B is equals to 4. Enter A and B values. We have entered 3 and 4. It is 3 and 4. First suppose here you have kept B and here you have kept A. Then see how it will run. 3, 4. Here see the values has been shifted. One important thing you have to remember is that in the order which you will give here, those only displayed over here. Okay. For first person D, B value will be stored. As it is the first person D, first which is there, B is there. So B value will store. For second one, A value will store. Okay. This is, sorry, I have forgotten to say it is not the sum of two numbers. Actually, to take two input digits and displaying two input digits. I mean, that output digits, taking two digits and displaying those two digits. I was confused. Sorry, I thought to explain the sum of two digits as the time hasn't been sufficient. In next video, we are going to focus on the programs only. Okay, this is all about this data types, input functions. If any sort of doubts have been there, please say me in the comments. If you think the video is being informative, please try to like the video, share with your friends and subscribe for the further videos, and also save the playlist. And another important thing is that if you don't get any sort of clarity, please see the video again. Okay, thank you guys, see you in the next video. Bye.